Yes, continuing, we have the first question from median for continuous group data. What is the class interval is given? 0 to 10, then 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. Now my first question, is it exclusive? It is already exclusive. That means should we convert them to inclusive and all? No. Exclusive means exclusive whenever. How to identify it? Whenever the class intervals are overlapping. For example, 0 to 10, then 10 to 20. If it was like 0 to 9 and 10 to 20 or 10 to 19, you will be like, I need to convert it. Here I don't need to convert it. It is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. Now people, first step. What was the first step? Anyone remember the first step? Less than cumulative frequency or LCF. That means first one is what? The 2. Write 2 directly. Then 2 plus 3 is how much? 5 plus 4 is how much? 9 plus 5 is how much? 14 plus 6 is how much? So people, n is equal to how much then? 20. Okay, everything is done. Now we need to find the median class, correct? How to find the median class? Take n by 2. N by 2 is equal to how much? 20 by 2, which is equal to 10. Now my first question, people, which is just greater than 10? Which less than cumulative frequency is greater than 10? 14. So people, this is our what class? Median class. Done. If you ask me, now just the formula application is remaining, everything else is done. Formula application, what is the formula for median? Less than cumulative frequency plus n by 2 minus cumulative frequency of the previous class divided by frequency of the median class into what? C. Now what is the less than cumulative frequency over here, people? 30 plus n by 2 is how much? 20 minus previous class LCF is how much? 9 divided by frequency is how much? 5. Then multiplied with C. C is how much? 10. Correct? Anything is wrong? What is wrong? Oh, I didn't put 10. No? Okay. 10 minus 1 divided 10 minus 9 divided by 5 into 10. Now people, how much is the answer everyone is getting? Which is equal to 30 plus 10 by 5 is 2. So 2 into 1 is 2. That is 30 plus 2. Answer is how much? 32. Which option is the answer, people? Option B is the answer. Now my question, is it a difficult process? Very easy process. What are we doing? First we will find the cumulative frequency, less than cumulative frequency. Then we will find what? We will find n by 2. Once you find n by 2, we will check which cumulative frequency is greater than n by 2. Here it is what? Here it is 14. So this is our median class. Now one thing I want to tell everyone, always remember the median lies in between the median class, or the partition lies in between the partition class. What do you mean by that? Always the median should be in between 30 to 40. It cannot be more than 40 or it cannot be less than 30. It should be in between 30 and 40. Looking at that itself, can you cancel any other option? No, you can't cancel. In some question, with the median class itself, you will get the answer. Why? Because they will give the answer like 15, 25, 30 and 35, something like that, which is away from the median class. That means you can cancel the option and take the right answer. That is also possible. Everyone understood this? Anyone is having trouble? Please tell me. Pakka? Understood? Done? Over there? Yes, everyone got it? Yes. Someone was not there. Oh, she was attending online. Make sure you are online, right? Yes. Done. Online. Komadi, Nikita, Nihita, then Sakshi. New person. Are you attending for the first time? Then Saumya, are you getting it? Please confirm. Yes, I don't know whether the person who is attending for the first time will get it, because it's a little complicated concept. Okay then people, if everyone is ready, can we do the next question? Everyone, have a look at the next question. A beautiful question. Is it continuous? Yes, it is a continuous class interval. Is it an exclusive continuous class interval? No, we need to convert them into exclusive. Now, one question for everyone. How did you find the value of C? Upper class minus lower class. That is how much? 40 minus 30 is equal to how much? 10. Now we will this question. Find the median of the given data is the question. Now, first one, we will find what? Lower class, less than cumulative frequency. Then you will be like, sir, why are you not converting right away? I'll convert that after finding the median class. So that I don't need to convert for all the classes. I just need to convert for whatever is required for me. Okay. Tell me, first one, 10. 10 plus 30 is how much? 40 plus 50 is how much? 90 plus 30 is how much? 120. 120 plus 10 is how much? 130. So these are the less than cumulative frequency value. So you tell me n is how much? N is 130. Now n by 2 is how much? They are asking for median. So n by 2 is how much now? 65. Now you tell me which cumulative frequency is greater than 65? 90. So which is our median class? This is our median class. Now you convert them into exclusive classes. So exclusive means 20 minus 0.5 will become what? 19.5. 29 plus 0.5 will become what? 29.5. So you just convert the median class. We don't need to convert like, okay, minus 0.5 to 9.5. Then 9.5 to 19.5. Likewise, you don't need to convert for all the classes. We will convert what is required for us. Understood? Now, what is the formula for median? Median is equal to what? Less than cumulative, lower class boundary plus n by 2 minus cumulative frequency of previous divided by frequency of median into what? C. Less than cumulative frequency is how much? So lower class boundary is how much? 19.5 plus n by 2 is how much? 65. 65 minus 40 divided by frequency is how much? 50 into what? C. C is how much? That 29.5 minus 19.5 is 10. How much is the answer? How much is the answer, people? Tell me the answer. 24.5. Everyone got 24.5? Huh? Anyone got any different answer also? You tell me. For the same question, can you calculate decile 9, D9? For the same question, calculate D9. For finding D9, you will find what? 9n divided by 10. 9n divided by 10 is 9 into 130 divided by 10, which is equal to how much, people? Which is equal to how much, people? 9 into 130 divided by 10 is how much? 117. 9 into 13 is how much? Yes, 117. Now you tell me which cumulative frequency is just greater than 117? 120. Yes, so this is our D9 class. Okay, D9 class. Our decile 9 will lie in between 29.5 and 39.5. That is the meaning. Now, what is the formula for finding D9? Anyone remember? Same formula. Lower class boundary plus n by 2. Instead of n by 2, you will write what? 9n by 10, because it is decile 9, minus cumulative frequency of the previous class divided by frequency of the decile class into C. Less than cumulative, lower class boundary is how much? Over here, 29.5 plus 9n by 10 is how much? 117 minus previous class ka cumulative frequency is 90 divided by frequency of this class is how much? 30 into what? 10. How much is the answer? Get me the answer. Everyone, please. So 29.5 plus 9, which is equal to 38.5. Everyone got 38.5. Now, I will just ask few questions. You should tell me the step. For the same question, you should tell me the step. What if I ask, correct answer, Bhavdharani. What if I ask percentile 11, P11? What are the steps? You will find less than cumulative frequency. Done now? Then you will find the n. Last column is your n, total number of frequency. Yes, correct? Then what is the next step? P11 means you will find what? 11n divided by 100. 11n divided by 100. Then you will check which cumulative frequency is just greater than 11n divided by 100. So you will take that class. That class will be your what? That class will be our percentile class. Okay. Then use the formula. The formula will be like what? Lower class boundary plus 11n divided by 100 minus cumulative frequency of previous divided by frequency of the partition or percentile class into what? C. Same formula. Is the formula changing? No, only a small difference based on the question. Approach is changing? No. Only a small difference where for median we will find n by 2. For quartile we will find in by 4. For decile we will find in by 10. And percentile we will find in by 100. What is this value of I? Depending on the question. If it is P47, I is how much? 47. If it is percentile 25, I is how much? 25. That is the method, people. I hope it is clear for everyone. Is everyone able to solve? Pakka? Can you confirm me? Yes. Sukrita, you are getting it? Yes. Everyone over there. Pujita, you got it? Yes. Grace, you got it? Kale, you got it? Where is he? Oh, yes. Okay. Now, online. Komadi, yesterday you were not there, I think, Komadi. Have you watched the recorded classes? Soumya, are you getting it? Then Sakshini, Nihita, everyone, can we go further ahead? Next one, people. This is called as mode. Yes, Niliksha, any doubt? No doubts. Okay, fine. Mode. What do you mean by mode? The most repeating value is called as what? Mode. Basically, mode is what? The most repeating value. For example, yes, everyone know Ramraj shop, Mundu, Ramraj Mundu. Yes, yeah, who is in the ad? Who is there in the ad? Some actor is there, Sharat Kumara, someone is there. Okay, let's take it out. We will go for the easiest option. Everyone knows this, right? Yes. Studio is there. Studio. Yes. Now there is a black color shirt at studio. Okay. I told you this example back, but still again I'll repeat. There is a black color shirt. So you are the manager of studio. What happens there is you are finding everyone is taking black shirt. Look here, 1 black shirt, 2 black shirt, 3 black shirt, 4 black shirt. Everyone is taking black shirt. One fine day he is finding, the deck containing black shirt is becoming thin every day. Someone is buying the black shirt. Okay. Then what he decided, okay, it is getting solved the most number of times. I will restore it. Okay, he is buying again and again black shirt. Every day it is getting over and over and over again and again and again. So what do you understand? Which is the most sold item over there? Black shirt. Okay. Black shirt is the most sold item over there. So people, in retail market in the sense in any of the retail market, for example, Sunfeast bourbon biscuit is there. What if that biscuit is getting sold the most number of time? What will the shopkeeper do? He will buy more and keep it so that people will buy again and again and again. So in the retail market, the average whichever we are using is called as mode. Instead of finding normal average, arithmetic mean or median, which is in the middle, will we be bothered about that? No. Which is solved the most number of time. So in retail market, we will use an average called as what? Mode. Okay. What do you mean by mode? Mode is nothing but the most repeated value is called as what? Mode. For example, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. What is the mode? 2. How do you know it is the mode? Because 2 is repeated the most number of time. Then people, one fine day, he found that our manager found or you itself found Okay, you itself found that along with the black color shirt there is another mix of black and blue that is also getting solved the same number of times. That means black shirt is solved 10 times. This black and blue also got solved how many times? 10 times. Now people, then what is the mode? Is the black shirt the mode or black and blue is the mode? Both are modes. So there can be options for multiple modes. Look here, 1 comma 2 comma 2, 3 comma 4 comma 4. What are the modes? 2 comma 4 are the modes. Both are repeated same number of times. So there is multiple modes or it is bimodal. 2 modes means what? Bimodal. Then people, one more question. 1 comma 2 comma 2 comma 3 comma 3 comma 4 comma 4. What is the mode? 2 comma 3 comma 4 is the mode. Why? Because 2 is repeated 2 times, 3 is repeated 2 times, 4 is repeated 2 times. Now people, one fine day our manager found none of the shirts are sold. What is the mode? No mode. None is repeated. If none of them are repeated, we will say that there is zero mode. Now people, this mode is also called by another name in the industry. It is called as fashionable average. Make a note of it. Who was called as positional average? Median. Who is called as fashionable average? Mode. Now people, now here it can be bimodal, it can be multimodal. Everything depends on the question. First question over here, tell me the mode of this particular data set. 3, 1 comma 3 comma 3. 3 is repeated 2 times. So who is the value? Who is the answer? 3 is the answer. Next question, 1 comma 3 comma 3, 4 comma 4 comma 6. What is the mode? 3 comma 4 is the mode. Now you tell me what is the mode for the given data set? Zero mode or no mode. Why? None of the values are what? Repeated. Repetition is important, then only we will consider mode. Now people, discrete group data and all, they will never ask for exam, but still have a look at it. Imagine a fashion retailer tracking the number of size of each jeans sold over a month. Okay, he is talking about the jeans sold over a month. The data set, the sales data is as follows. Small is sold how many times? 5 times. M is sold 8 times. Large is sold 12 times. XL 6 times and double XL 3 times. You tell me what is the mode? 12 is the highest frequency. But what is the answer? Large. Large is sold the most number of times. So what is the mode? Large size jeans is the mode. Now I will ask you a question. In the previous example I told what? What is the mode? Black shirt is the mode. So people, we can represent what to say, some qualitative data also using mode. Using median can we do? No. We will only represent numbers. Using mean, average, can we do? No. There also we were using number. But in mode, we can actually say about some qualitative data. For example, large size shirt, large size jeans. That and all say, we can say it as what? Mode. Okay. Remember that. Qualitative data is involved with respect to which average the model average. Remember that. Sometimes they can ask a question, but not much important. Now, this is important because they will ask a question based on this for your examination. And if they want to ask a question from mode, you will think that usually they will ask continuous data. No. Class interval, usually they don't ask. They will usually ask this only. If you check your question paper, you will be like, yo, sir, will they ask mode and all? After telling 1, 2, 2, 3, yes. Check all your workbook. There will be one question from mode. One or minimum one question from mode. Because they expect you to know the basics concepts of mode. Okay. Now, if they expect you to know the formula, they will ask you a question based on continuous group data. Because formula is involved over here. Now, I will teach you one more method. For mode, continuous group data, we have a formula for mode and we have a method for finding mode. Can I explain everyone? Everyone is ready for that? Are you guys ready for that? Online, everyone. Whoever is new also, you can also listen because it's direct. Whatever we are starting off, it is very direct. Now people, Yesterday I asked you one question. You want inclusive or exclusive? We always want exclusive. So for median and mode, we require exclusive. Even if in mean also you convert to exclusive, it doesn't matter. Why? Because there we are finding the x value by getting the midpoint. When you add upper and lower limit, the changes whatever you made will cancel off. So in mean, even if you convert or not convert, it's not a problem. But in median and mode, you require what? Exclusive classes. So in mean, it's not important. In median and mode, it is important to convert them into what? Exclusive classes. People, can you tell me what is exclusive class of this? It will become 59.5 to 62.5. This will become 62.5 to 65. Here 65.5 to 85. Here 68.5 to 71.5. 71.5 to 74.5. Everyone understood the conversion part? Doubt ஏதாவது இருக்கா? இருந்தால் சொல்லுங்க. Yes. Done now? Yes. Since I went to Coimbatore and I came to Chennai, my Tamil is becoming better day by day. Yes. Beautifully it is becoming. I am proud of myself. Even though you hear it like a different language, I am listening to itself as a Tamil language. Okay. Continue பண்ணலாமா? Yes. Done. Next one. First you convert to what? The exclusive. Now we need to convert what? In median we found lower class boundary, sorry, less than cumulative frequency, right? In mode it is not required. We can directly go for model class. How to find model class directly is very, very easy. People, who is having the highest frequency? Which class is having highest frequency? Yeah, 132 is the highest frequency and 65 to 68.5 is the class. So this is our model class. Okay, make a note of it, people. Model class is what? The class which is having highest frequency. Then you can directly apply the formula. Formula looks like this. Mod Z, you can represent using Z. Z is equal to lower class boundary. The first step is same for all the people, but next is different. Plus frequency of the model class minus frequency of the previous class. That is the numerator. Frequency of the model class is how much over here? 132. Frequency of the previous class is how much over here? 117. Divided by, you can learn it two ways. One way is like 2 into frequency of model class minus frequency of previous class minus frequency of next class, then multiply entire thing with what? Class length or C. Or you can learn it in different way. The different way looks like this. In the denominator you will write frequency of model class minus frequency of previous class. That is one term. Then plus frequency of model class minus frequency of next class. That way also you can learn it, so that even if you forget this, that way you can remember. What is the way? Frequency of model class minus frequency of previous plus frequency of next model class minus frequency of next class, or study it directly this way. Lower class boundary plus what? Frequency of model divided by frequency of previous, sorry, minus frequency of previous divided by 2 into frequency of model minus frequency of previous minus frequency of next into what? C. This is the method for getting the answer. Understood? Can I do one question? Yes, with question only you will learn this. Other than that, it will be difficult for you to learn these formulas and all. So read the formula the way I am reading it. Instead of reading it like LCV plus FM and all, don't do that. Read it like this. Lower class boundary plus frequency of the model class minus frequency of the previous class divided by 2 into frequency of model minus frequency of previous minus frequency of next, entire thing multiplied with what? C. Look here. First question and the final question. It was the only question which was asked in the previous year. And can anyone tell me what is the model class directly? How do you know 12 to 15 is the model class? Yeah, highest frequency is over here. So this is our model class. Okay, model class is this much. Now, what is the formula for mode, people? Lower class boundary plus frequency of model class minus frequency of previous class divided by 2 into frequency of model class minus frequency of previous minus frequency of next, the entire thing multiplied with what? Z. Now lower class boundary, how much is it over here? 12 plus frequency of model class is how much? 23 minus frequency of previous is how much? 10 divided by 2 into 23 minus 10 minus 21, the entire thing multiplied with C. C is how much over here? 15 minus 12, which is equal to how much? 3. Get me the answer, people. Online, please get me the answer. Everyone, very easy. 14.5999, that means 14.6. Everyone try, do it along with me. If you feel like I can't directly go ahead, you can write it like this. 12 plus 13 into 3 divided by 46 minus 10 minus 21. So use your calculator, find the denominator first. How to find that? 46 minus 10 minus 21. Then click divide equal to, multiplied with 13, multiplied with 3. Then add 12. You will get how much? 14.6 or 599999. Option C. Everyone got it up? Anyone else? Any other answer? You can tell me that also. Got it, people? Yes, Soumya. Now, one more thing. Yes, just any doubt? No doubt. Huh? Yes. Got it? Pakka, you got it? Now, one more thing. If you have any doubt, right away ask me. Now, one doubt many people can have is how C became 3. Usually, we are taking 10, right? Why it became 3? Why? Because never forget C is who? C is what? It is the class length. How to find that? Upper class minus lower class. That is 15 minus 12, which is equal to what? 3. That is one doubt. Then another doubt is how to find the model class. Model class is always found using what? Which is having the highest frequency. In the entire data set, who is having the highest frequency? 23 is having. So this is our model class. Any other doubt with respect to this? Then rest of is just calculation. Completely up to you on your calculator. Anyone did not get, please raise your hand. I'll do it along with you. Pakka? Ah, yes. Speak up. Answer you didn't get. You understood the method? Only the calculation is the problem. Fine. Good. Now, so how to find it in calculator is the first question. People, first 23 minus 10 is how much? 13. I'll just write one more step so that you will get to know. 12 plus 13 into 3 divided by 2 into 3, 23 is how much? 46 minus 10 minus 21. Now people, first you will find the denominator. Okay. 46 minus 10 minus 21. Take your calculator, type 46 minus 10 minus 21. How much you got on calculator? Don't do anything else, just calculate. How much you got? 15 something you got on calculator. After getting that, I need to take it to the numerator to multiply. How to do that? Click divide equal to. Click divide equal to right away. Divide equal to. Yeah. I'll continue. I'll come back to that. Yes, what is the doubt?
But in 41st question, we have 19 was the next.
90 now. Which one? 41st is which question? This question, huh?
Yes.
There, that is a discrete, that is discrete group data, da. Which one? This question, huh? Example, right? That I will do. Okay, that I will do. Let's finish this, then I'll come back. Okay, fine. Now, here, look here. So, till here everyone got it in calculator. That is 46 minus 10 minus 21 divide equal to. Everyone got till here. Now, Next one is what? Next point is what? I need to multiply it with the numerator, right? Multiply it with 13, multiply it with 3. How much you got? How much you got? No, how much you got exactly the value? Point something you got? 0.599 something you got? Yes. Yes, Sukrita, how much you got? Check again. Which one? That anyway. Plus 12 is there. Plus 12. Then how much you got? 14 point. Yes. Check. Got it? Understood the method? You might not have known about this reciprocal to this. Maybe that is the problem. Or maybe smaller other calculator method issue had happened. Or one more mistake everyone will make is first you will type 12, then plus. That will never work. First day, what I told you, always take the product. Always take the division first, then only go for adding or subtracting. Yes. Got it? Pakka? Yes. Now we will come back. What was the doubt? This is wrong. That's why it's not written as 19. It should be what? It should be what? 123. Well and good. Good. Thank you for pointing it out. I'll make the changes. 123. Get me the answer for this. How much is the answer for this question? 65.5 plus 132 minus 117 divided by 264. Everything else is correct? Every other value is correct in that? Yes. Only that value was wrong. Yes. Get me the answer. You can correct it in your book also, that mistake. I will also correct it. Thank you for pointing. You have college today? No. So we finished 2 topics. Mode we completed this now. 67.375. Yes. So if you feel like, sir, I require one more step, always write that step. It's completely up to you. Don't even feel like, I am feeling little confused with calculator. Then right away write one more step. 65.5 plus 132 minus 117 is how much? 50? 15 into 3 divided by, then use calculator. 264 minus 117 minus 123 into what? 3 is already done. Take your calculator, type 264 minus 117 minus 123. You got the denominator. Then click what? Divide equal to. It goes to the numerator or reciprocal we took into 15 into 3. Then plus 65.5. How much is the answer? 67.375. Everyone got 67.35? 375. Purnasri, you got it? Yes. Pakka? Yeah. Good. Now, can I just revise what we did just now? Mode. How to find mode? How to find the model class? Whichever is having the highest frequency is our model class. Then people directly go for the formula. What is the formula for mode? Lower class boundary plus frequency of the model class minus frequency of the previous class divided by 2 into frequency of the model class minus frequency of the previous minus frequency of the next, then entire thing multiplied with class length. That is the method for mode. If you get a question based on mode, actually it is very easy to get the answer. Just the formula. Median means we need to do one more extra step. Less than cumulative frequency, all the thing we need to find. Now, people, keep a note of it. We will discuss this later down the lane. Okay. Symmetrical distribution. What do you mean by symmetry? Symmetry. Anyone know what is symmetry? When I cut, for example, I have a cake. I cut it into 2 parts. That means I will get 2 equal parts. Both are symmetrical. That is the meaning of what? Symmetry. Now, if the observation or the distribution are symmetrical, for example, if I cut it into 2 parts, if both the sides are equal, then mean, median and mode are equal. Make a note of it. Maybe a question can come. Make a note of it. If the observations are symmetrical or the given data set is symmetrical, that means if I draw a graph with them and I cut them into 2 parts, Both the parts are looking like what? Mirror image of each other. I will use the word mirror image of each other. Then it is called as what? Symmetrical. Then mean, median and mode are what? Equal. Then for positively skewed, first of all, I'll take the word skew. Skewed means what? Skewed. Skewed means not symmetrical. Okay, if I cut them into two parts, will one part will be equal to other part? No, that is called as not symmetrical. Now, people, have you noticed this thing now? When you take a selfie on your phone, okay, you will be like, maybe if it is a mirror image, if they flip it, you will be like, okay, I got an image completely opposite of my face. We'll say that our face is symmetrical, but if you ask me, our face is not usually symmetrical. Not everyone has a symmetrical face. One side, if I cut it into two parts, one will be having some difference compared to the other part. Correct? Now, basic example is looking at the mirror. Whatever you see in your mirror will be completely different. Whatever you are getting a normal picture. That means your face will be somewhat different. That means you comb to this side. In mirror, it will be like, this is towards this side and all. There is an image coming that way. But when you take a picture and all, maybe it will be towards the ulta side. Maybe. Randomly, I am just got. Now, skewed means not symmetrical. Then, people, there are two types of skewness. One is right skewed or positive skewed. Then, one is left skewed or negative skewed. Keep a note of that. This we will discuss later. This is not your moment to study this. Okay. We will discuss in our chapter number 16. That time we will study it in detail. Keep a note of it. Just make a note like symmetrical means mean, median and mode are same. Positively skewed. Skewed means what? Skewed means what? Not symmetrical. Again, I will come back and ask the same question in the future. Skewed means not symmetrical. Then people, negatively skewed also is called what? It is called as skewed to the left. Positively skewed is what? Skewed to the right. We will discuss it later. Keep a note of these formulas. When it is positively skewed, mean is greater than median is greater than mode. When it is negatively skewed, mode is greater than median is greater than mean. Keep a note of it. We will discuss it later. But this is very important. This point, we require it. Very, very important to study this. For moderately skewed distribution, you study any one of the formula. Mean minus mode is equal to 3 into mean minus median. I will only study this formula because this is more important than the next formula. Next formula is derived from this formula. I will study this formula if you ask me. You ignore the other formula. Study only this formula. I'll tell you people. Mean minus mode is equal to what? 3 into mean minus median. Sir, how will I remember this? There is a shortcut which I made. MIMO. Okay. MIMO is equal to 3 mimi. How many mimis are there? 3 mimi. When I was a kid, how many of you like fish? How many vegetarians are there? One vegetarian is there. Other than that, I think everyone likes fish. Okay. I hope. When I was a kid, I used to like fish a lot. Okay. For fish, I used to say mimi. Amma mimi. Mimita. In order to say, feed me fish. So people, Mimo is equal to how many mimi? How many mimis are there? 3 mimis are there. In the future, you will see 3 cuties also. Okay. Now you see how many mimi? 3 mimi. How many mean minus mode? Mimo is equal to how many mimi? 3 mimi. Mean minus mode is equal to 3 into mean minus what? Median. Mimo is equal to 3 mimi, and I am telling you it is a spoiler. One question will be there because they are connecting all the measures of central tendency. One question pakka it will be there from this particular formula. All the attempt there is a question. Your attempt also you will get a question based on this. It is an easy question if you know this formula. If you don't know, God. Okay. First question, people, have a look at this question. The difference between mean and mode is equal to 63. That means MIMO, mean minus mode is equal to how much here? 63. Find the difference between mean and median. People, mean minus mode is equal to, what is the formula? 3 into mean minus median. Now people, mean minus mode is how much? 63. 3 into mean minus what? The median. Now cancel this. 63 and 3 will get cancelled. What is remaining? 21. So 21 is equal to mean minus median. Mimi. So answer is what, people? Option C. Anyone, any doubt, you can ask me right now. Direct question, right? Likewise, multiple direct questions were there from this particular topic. Multiple question. In Jan 26 it was there. September it was there. May it was there. Every attempt it will be there. For you also it will be there. Pakka. Okay, one question is dedicated for this. Okay, done. If so, if the mode of the data is 18, mean is 24, median is how much is the question? Can you do it for me, people? Try. 22, or yes, everyone try. Do it along with me. Mode is 18. Mode is equal to how much? The 18. Mean is equal to how much? Mean is equal to 24. We need to find what? Median. Which formula? Mean mo is equal to how many? 3 into mean minus median. Now people, mean is given, mode is given. That is 24 minus 18 is equal to 3 into what? The mean is how much? 24 minus what? Median. Correct? Now 24 minus 18 is how much? 6, which is equal to 3 into 24 minus median. Either you can option hit or you can cancel. Completely up to you. Okay, option hitting is the easiest. Option hit. LHS is equal to how much? 6. RHS is equal to how much? 3 into 24 minus 22, which is equal to how much? 3 into 2, which is equal to 6. That means LHS is equal to RHS. Which option is the answer? Option C is your answer. I hope everyone got the answer. Anyone got any different answer? Yes. Or else how to do it? You will cancel this 3 and 6. It will become what? 2. Then you will take this 2 to the other side and median to this side. That means median is equal to what? 24 minus 2, which is equal to 22. That way also you can get it. But this is also fine. Anyway, you will get to know the answer. Either way, open the bracket. Whatever way you do, you are doing anyway with calculator, right? So it is not going to change your answer. You will get the answer much faster. Now, how many of you did workbook yesterday? How many? Anyone did from this chapter? Yes. Have you tried? Are you getting the answers and all? Yes. Now, my question is, when you did the workbook, what do you feel? Like 90-95% of the questions are there from whatever we are doing it in the class. Why? Because the pattern is always same. If you check your ICAI material, the question pattern for examination and ICAI material pattern is completely different. They will give the structure in a different manner and they will ask the question in a different manner. So keep that in your mind only for this subject. Law and all, it's everything is taken from the material directly. I mean your ICAI material directly. For our this subject, quantitative aptitude QA, refer my material, finish that 1 time, finish it 2 times, finish it 3 times, repeat it 3-4 times. Then do what? Do the workbook 3-4 times. More than enough, sorted. Yesterday one student came and asked in one of the comment box, sir, whatever you discussed in the Jan 26 attempt came for examination. Did you leak the paper? If you check the comment, it is there. One person just commented like that. So whatever I did in the marathon actually came for exam. Everything was there in the exam. Whatever we did. So what if marathon we are giving just how much? 15 or 16% of whatever we do here. That means if you do whatever we are doing inside the class, more than enough. Then put the efforts. Then do the workbook. It will happen. Okay. We should make this a scoring paper. Even if you like maths or without liking maths, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we require 70 plus from this subject. It will happen if you study or practice every day. Okay. Day 1 onwards, I am telling the same thing. Proven model. Do it. Do it alone. Do it along and do it repeatedly. Okay. Next question now. Ordering of a particular design of a cloth showroom, a dash size would be more appropriate. Cloth showroom, retail market, model average is better, right? I told you studio example only to come to this question. Then also people are confused. Yes, cloth showroom, retail market, all the places, which is the best average, people? Mode is the best average. Then which of the following is called as a positional average? Median is called as positional average. Yesterday I told you. Now look at this question, people. Did we get this question as a test paper question yesterday? Do you remember? In test paper it was there. Along a road, there are 5 buildings of apartments marked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The number of people residing in each building is available. A bus stop is to be set up near one of the buildings so that the total distance walked by the residents to the bus stop from their buildings must be kept to the minimum. One must consider involving dash to find the position of the bus stop. What should find the median? You think about it. 5 buildings are there. Okay. 5 buildings are there. And the condition is what? The distance from the older building to the bus stop should be what? Equal. Now people, if I put the bus stop over here, is it equal to all the people? No. If I put it over here, is it equal to all the people? If I put it in the place of first person's house, is it available for all the people? Equal for all the people? No. Where you will put? In the middle. The midpoint. So distance will be equal from all the other positions. So who is in the middle da? Median is in the middle. You can think in that manner also. Or you can directly go for the answer with respect to this. What is that? Position based average. Which is that average? Median is called as the positional average. Now, in the future, not now, in the future, there will be something called as using a graph. You might have studied it in school. I'm asking you now with respect to the school knowledge. But anyway, I'll teach you. With respect to a graph, which graph can be used to find median? A question will be there for examination. Every attempt it will be there. One or the other way, one question will be there. Which graph is used to find median? In the future, you will study it. It is called as ogive or ogive or ogive or ogive or whatever way you call it. Read it that way. Okay. If you want to call it ogive, okay, you call it that way. If you want to call ogive, you can call ogive. If you want to call ogive, you can call ogive. At the end of the day, what is that thing? We are using to find what? Median. Graphically, median can be found using what? Ogive or ogive or ogive or ogive, whatever way you call it. Okay? Remember this. Then, in the future, we will learn one more thing. Mode can be determined graphically using a thing called as histogram. That everyone knows. Good. So make a note of it, people. Median can be determined using ogive. Mode can be determined using histogram. Now my question is, how will you find mean? Graphically, can you find mean graphically? No. Keep that in your mind. For our ICAI standard or ICAI book, as per our ICAI book, mean cannot be found graphically. But actually it can be found. But for your level, it cannot be found what the graphically. Make a note of it. Now, who cannot be found graphically? Mean cannot be found graphically. Now, people, pair of averages whose value can be determined graphically. Which are those, Gada? Median and mode can be determined graphically. Can mean be found graphically? No. Median be found graphically? Yes. Can mode be found graphically? Yes. Mode is found using which graph? Histogram. Median is found using which graph? Ogive or ogive or ogive or ogive or whatever way you call it. You call it. At the end of the day, we are using that to find what? Median. I hope it is done. Everyone understood? Yes, very easy topic, but few concepts are there. then we need to use the formulas conceptually. We can't directly go and apply the formula. We need to use what? You should understand, this is the method to use the formula. Even the discrete group data. What was the formula for finding median? 1 by 2 into n plus 1 the value. There also we need to write n by 2. For example, it is 3.5 fifth value means third value plus 0.5 into gap. Gap means next value minus our third value or whatever value is there in the beginning. Okay. Now, we will talk about something called as extreme values or, make a note, outliers. Okay. Effect of extreme values or outliers on mean, median and mode. Okay. Mean, median and mode. Okay. Who are the extreme values over here? Everyone. 5 is one extreme value. 18 is another extreme value. Correct? Both are extreme values. Now people, I am going to make a difference. Okay, I am going to make a change. I am going to change the extreme values. I changed this to, so instead of writing separately, I will just write it there itself. Instead of 5, I wrote 4. Instead of 18, I wrote what? I'll keep 19. Now, who are the extreme values? 4 and 19. Okay. Now, my first question for you with respect to the initial part. Exclude this 4 and 19. Okay. Consider only the violet color. People, what is the mean? What is the mean for the given data? How to find mean for the given data? Everyone, tell me how to find the mean for the given data. Or I'll keep this as, instead of 19, I'll keep it like 22. I'll keep a huge difference. I'll let it be 4 itself. Yeah. How much is the mean? 5 plus 10 plus 10 plus 15 plus 16 plus 17 plus 18 divided by how many terms are there in total, people? 7 terms. How much is the mean? X bar is equal to? Everyone got 30? Yes, well and good. Now people, if you change 5 to 4 and if you change 18 to 22, will the mean change? Yes. Obviously the mean will change. Correct? Why? Because we are changing the values of extreme values. So mean can change. Now my next question. How much is the median of our data set? Median is the middle value. Who is the middle value? 15 is our middle value. Okay. Now if I change the extreme value 5 to 4 and instead of 18 I am writing 22, will the median change? Median is still the same person, right? So median is not affected by extreme values. Make a note. First point. Median is not affected by extreme values. First important point. Median is what? Not affected by extreme values. Very, very important. Median is not affected by extreme values. Okay. Mean is affected by extreme values. Second point is that mean is affected by extreme values. Median is not affected by extreme values. I hope everyone understood with this example. Is it clear for every people? Yes. Now I will ask you, what about mode? Here in this question, is mode affected by the extreme values? Mode is what? 10 itself. When I change it to 4 and 22, did it become a new mode? Bhavdani, I'll repeat. Are we getting a new mode? Mode is how much? Mode is no matter what the mode is no matter what 10 itself. It is not going to change. In this question, what if instead of 4, I changed it to 10? Mode is same itself, correct? Now, instead of 22, I changed this to 17. Modes are what? 10 and 17. So what do you mean by that? Mode may be affected or may not be affected by extreme value. Sometimes it will change, sometimes it will not change, and sometimes it will change. Look here, one by one. Mode may or may not be affected. Everyone understood that part? When we change the value, if a new mode is coming into the picture, that means it is affected. If it is a new mode is not coming into the picture, then mode is not affected. Why? Median is not at all affected. Why? Why median is not at all affected? So think about it. I am in the middle. There are 10 people to this side and 10 people to this side. Now, somebody kills the person in the left end and the right end. Where am I affected? No. Then the question is like this. The killing is going to happen in a way like from the extreme value which will come. So you think first both the end it will be killed. Then next end. Am I affected? The median is not at all affected till it reaches the median. Okay, only one value is there. Then only median is affected. Other than that, median is not at all affected. We will talk about what? Median is not affected at all by extreme values. Why? Mean is affected. Why mean is affected? When we change the values, obviously the mean should also change because the x bar value, x bar formula is what? Sigma x divided by n. That means sigma x will change. Obviously mean will change. So mean is affected. Bhavadharani, you got it? So which is not affected by extreme values? Which is least affected by extreme value? Median. Which is most affected by extreme value? Arithmetic mean. Which is may or may not be affected? Mode. These all are question, people, and it came in the past also. Have a look at this first question. Which of this following is least affected by extreme values? Median is least affected. Now people, do you remember change of origin? What was change of origin yesterday I told about? When each observation is added or subtracted with a certain value, we will say that it is change of origin. What is change of scale? If each observation is multiplied or divided with a certain value, we will say that it is affected or it is change of scale. So origin means plus or minus. Scale means what? Into or divide. Now my first question for you. Is mean affected by change of origin? Mean affected by change of origin. If I add 1 to each observation, the mean also will become what? Plus 1. That means it is affected by change of origin. Now, if I multiplied each observation with 2, mean also will get multiplied with 2. Yesterday we discussed that. That means mean is affected by change of scale. So, write a note, people. Make a note of it. Mean is affected by change of origin and what? Scale. Now my next question. What about median? What about median? Now people, I am the central value. My value is 10. I am telling all observation is added with 1. I will become what? 10 plus 1? 11. That means median is affected by change of origin. Median is affected by, think about multiplying me with 2. 10 became 20. That means median become how much? 20. That means median is affected by change of scale. Make the next note. Median is affected by change of origin and scale. Now you tell me logically, what about mode? Mode is also affected by change of origin and what? Scale. So people, in general, measures of central tendency. Which are the measures of central tendency? Mean, median and mode. All of them are affected by change of origin and change of scale. Based on that, there was a PYQ. Make a note of it. Very, very important. I hope everyone understood the method. Is it clear? Done now? Now, how did you find median? Mode is changing down? For example, this is the data set. 10, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What is the mode over here, people? 10 is the mode. Correct. Everyone knows 10 is the mode. Now I am telling each observation is added with 1. If each observation is added with 1, it will become 11, 11, 11, then 12, then 12 plus 1 is 13, 13 plus 1 is 14, 14 plus 1 is 15. What is the new mode? 11. So the initial mode or the old mode is also get added with what? 1. It became 11. So change of origin is affecting what? Mode. Change of scale also will affect what? Mode. Keep a note of it. I hope everyone understood change of scale, change of origin. It will repeat again in the future with a different topic. Change of scale and change of origin for dispersion. Then change of scale and change of origin for correlation. Change of scale and change of origin for regression. Every place it will repeat again and again and again, and there will be a question based on this change of origin and scale. It can be from any of the three topics. Okay, four topics. Okay. Now, there will be a question like this, inclusive of variables. I will teach you the method for finding the answer. Even if you get a question like this, you can easily get the answer within 5 or 6 seconds. The method is very easy. If two variables x and y are related like this, how are they related? 2x minus y is equal to what? The 3. That is the way they are related. Median of x is 10. Median of x is 10 means what? The median of x is 10 means median value of x is equal to 10. That means the method for solving and finding the value of median of y, we need to find what? Median of y. The easiest method is, instead of x you will put what? 10. So 2 into 10 minus y is equal to 3. How much is the value of y, people, then? 20 minus 3, which is equal to 17. So people, from this you will say that median of y is equal to how much? 17. Which option is the answer? Option B is the answer. I hope you understood the method. Substitute the value of x, find the value of y. That's your median of y. What if the question was for mode? Substitute the value of x, find the value of y. That will be the question for what? Mode. What will be the question for mean? Same thing. Substitute the value of x, find the value of y. That is one set of question. What if they give y and ask you to find x? Substitute the value of y and find the value of x. That is the meaning. Understood, people? Can you solve the next question for? Get me the answer. 1 second. Let me take the mic. Everyone has calculator, right? Anyone doesn't have? I'll give the calculator. Everyone has? Option B. And also try to take the printouts of the material. It will help you out in order to write again and again. Okay, better. My throat is feeling so good now. Everyone, is it audible? Over there? Yes. Now, the relation between two variables x and y is given by 4x minus 10y is equal to 20. Okay. Median of x is 10. That means x is equal to how much now? 10. Then we need to find what? Median of y. That means 4x minus 10y is equal to 20. That means 4 into 10 minus 10y is equal to how much? 20. 10y to the other side, 20 to this side. That means 40 minus 20 is equal to 10y. That means 20 is equal to 10y. Y is equal to how much? 2. Which option? Option B is your answer. Everyone, yes, correct answer. Everyone online, Soumya, Sakshini, Bhavdarini, then rest of you, Nikita, are you getting it? Komati, are you getting it? Yes. Next one is what now? Next answer, everyone got the next answer? Find the mode of y when x is given. What you will do? Instead of x, you will put what? 15. So answer is what? Y is equal to 3 plus 1.9 into 15. Now how to do it in calculator? First find this value, that is 1.9 into 15, then plus 3. How much is the answer, people? 31.5. Which option? Option D is your answer. I hope everyone got it. Pakka everyone got it? Yes. If any doubt is there, ask me right now. We are going for the last and final topic from measures of central tendency. Okay, after that we have measures of dispersion. Measures of dispersion can only be studied if you know measures of central tendency. Whatever we studied as complicated over here, right? That is the base for all the topics in measures of dispersion. Can we start? Next one. Make a note of it. Formula based question can be there. They will ask what is the formula for weighted arithmetic mean. Likewise, they might ask. Other than that, you can't expect any question. This topic is not important for you at all. Okay. Listen. Weighted arithmetic mean. Weighted arithmetic means instead of frequency. Okay, for example, our x is repeating 5 times. For example, 4 is repeating 5 times, then 10 is repeating 20 times. Corresponding frequency of 31 is 2. Likewise is there, right? Now, instead of using frequency, they are going to use something called as weight. Weight means it is an assigned value. They will say that W is equal to this much. You should only take this value. Each value does not have equal importance. Keep that in mind. For example, X is given. Frequency value is also given. 10 is happening 5 times. 21 is happening 3 times. 40 is happening 5 times. Now, people, here frequencies are what? 5, 3 and 5. Now, they will say that, okay, each value does not have importance. They will say that sigma W is equal to 21. You go with this. No matter what, you will only consider what? Sigma W, or the weight will be given for each proportion. For example, for X, they will say weight is equal to 2. For Y, or the second value, they will say weight is equal to 1. For the third value, weight will be equal to 3. Okay. Then sigma W will be 2 plus 1 plus 3, which is equal to how much? 6. So, the frequency or the repetition of each value does not have importance. They will say, we will only consider 3 of the 10. We will only consider 2 of the 10 over here. We will only consider 1 of the 21, not all 3 of the 21. We will only consider 3 of the 40. We will not consider all 5 of the 40. Means each value does not have equal importance where? In weighted arithmetic mean. Similarly, we have harmonic mean and geometric mean. They might ask a question based on this, but the chances of this and all, it's very rare, and it will not be there also, because they have multiple other questions which can be used to test you guys. Okay. Now, there was a question based on this in the past. Can you tell me what is the answer? Each value does not have equal importance. Where is it? AM. When are we finding AM? Their frequency have all the frequencies we are considering, right? Yes. In GM, are you ignoring anyone? No, we are taking every frequencies. Then HM. There also, are we ignoring anyone? No, we are taking all the frequencies. Then where are we ignoring people? In weighted average. I told you, even though 10 is happening 3 times, I will say that I will only consider 10 for 2 times, because the weight for 10 is how much? 2. Basically, I will give a very easy example. Now, there are 10 women in this class and there are 10 men in this class. Okay. Now, they are telling the weightage or the weight for each gender is 5:5. Now, will you take all the men and all the women? No. I can only take 5 women and I can take how many men? 5 men. I can't take 6 men and 6 women. Or I can't take 7 men and 7 women. Only 10 people will be there. 10 seats or 10 vacancy will only be there. Then I should take them equally. The ratio is same. 50% for each means 5 women and 5 men only I can choose. So the weight is assigned already, right? Can I take more than this? No, that is not possible. That is the basic meaning of that. Understood the meaning of weight? If so, this measures of central tendency is done. We will repeat everything again. Which are the measures of central tendency? I will write it for you, so it will be much easier. Which are the measures of central tendency? Mean, median, mode. Now, in mean itself, we studied three things. Which are those? Harmonic mean. In arithmetic mean, we have two formulas, sigma x divided by n, or we will use for group data sigma fx divided by sigma f. In geometric mean, what was the formula? Gm is equal to what? x1 into x2 into etc etc. The entire thing raised to 1 by n. If it is grouped, it will be what? x1 raised to f1 into x2 raised to f2 into etc etc. Entire thing raised to 1 by sigma f or capital letter N. Then what is the formula for HM, people? HM is what? HM is nothing but N divided by 1 by or sigma 1 by x, or you can do it for group data, it is N divided by sigma f by x. That was the formula. If two terms are there, 2ab divided by a plus b. Now people, coming over here itself, I can ask you another question based on combined mean. Combined arithmetic mean formula is what? N1 x1 bar plus N2 x2 bar plus etc etc divided by N1 plus N2 plus etc etc. That is combined arithmetic mean. Combined harmonic mean is equal to how much? The combined HM? That is nothing but N1 plus N2 plus etc 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 divided by N1 by H1 plus N2 by H2 plus N3 by H3 plus etc etc etc. That was combined HM. Then we studied what, people? Median. What is median? Everyone tell me what is median? The middle value. For ungrouped data, median and partition we have studied. Correct? For ungrouped data, it is what? 1 by 2 into n plus 1th value. What if it is quartile? QI is I by 4 into n plus 1th value. What is it? Decile. Di is equal to I by 10 into n plus 1th value. Similarly for percentile. Now for grouped data, we will find the partition class. How to find the partition class? You will use n by 2 for median, in by 4 for what? In by 4 for what? Quartile, in by 10 for decile, in by 100 for percentile. You will use that and you will find the partition class. Then what is the formula? Lower class boundary plus in by 4 for quartile. I am using for quartile. Okay. General I am writing. In by 4 quartile minus cumulative frequency of the previous divided by frequency of the quartile class multiplied with C. What if it is decile? It will become in by 10. What if it is percentile? It will become in by 100. What if it is median? It will become n by 2. That is the case. Very direct. Everyone got it? Easy. Next one, people. Mode. What is mode? Most repeated value. For mode for group data we found. How to find the model class? The highest frequency whichever is having is the model class. Now formula for model class is what, people? Lower class boundary plus frequency of the model class minus frequency of the previous class divided by 2 into frequency of the model minus frequency of the previous minus frequency of the next, entire thing multiplied with what? Class length. Correct. C. Perfect. Now, what is the formula connecting all of them? How many mimes are there? How many mimes are there? 3 mimes are there. So what meme? Memo is equal to mean minus mode is equal to 3 into mean minus median. Okay. Now I will ask you a question from yesterday. What is the sum of the deviations from their arithmetic mean of all the observation? 0. Well and good. Okay, now you will not forget because yesterday test also one question was there. An application based question. Some people would have started finding arithmetic mean and finding the deviation. That would have happened. Then, weighted average. Does all the values have equal importance? No. We are giving assigned weight for them. Then, one more thing we studied, right? If they are given in terms of variables, you will directly put x value and find the y value. If they are giving y value, you will put the y value and find the x value. Now people, is mean, median and mode affected by change of origin? Yes. Is mean, median and mode affected by change of scale? Yes. Well and good, this chapter is done for you. Who is positional average? Who is fashionable average? Oh, cool. Done. You'll get marks out of it if you know this much. But the problem happens, I'll tell you the reality. The problem happens, you will know these many things now. Everyone knows these things and all now. Then after going home, right? I know, I'll read it later. That will create a problem. Don't do that. Every day revise it, study it. That's why I'm telling about the test. End of the week test. It will help you out. Okay. None of you, please don't skip any test. Getting a lower mark now, it's not at all a problem. If your parent is telling that it's a problem to you, ask the parent to come and talk to me. I'll speak to them and I'll make them understand. But every time I will get low mark, that means you are not putting efforts. That's it. But first 2 or 4 attempt, even if you're getting 10 marks or 5 marks or a negative mark should not happen. No inky pinky bonkies. Negative marks will only happen if you're doing inky pinky bonky. So come and talk to me. I will help you out. Okay. But first of all, never fear the exam. Many of you, I know that many of you would have been sitting here after clearing all the exam from LKG onwards to BCom level. You have cleared all the exam, whatever you have wrote. Maybe this might be difficult to get the marks. Never feel like, don't feel that what if I fail? Don't even think about that. It will happen here. If it happened here, it will not happen there. Where? During the time of foundation examination. It will not happen. Because the question level, I'll try to keep it little high so that you will study in that manner so that you will pass CA foundation. Okay? Keep that in your mind. With that, we are starting our new topic that is called as measures of dispersion. Okay, everyone, I have a usual story. I'll use that usual story itself. Next batch onwards, I'll update the story. I think this still has some validity. Some of you might have heard the story also. Listen to me again. Now, people, there are 3 people. First one is our blue boy. Then is our violet boy. And then is our red boy. Or before that, I will keep our green boy. Okay. All these peoples are there. Okay. Our green boy is having a red flag with him. Okay. Now, everyone is there. Now, our heroine is coming into the picture. Who is our heroine? All the time. Who is our heroine? Pink girl. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Our pink girl is also there. Now, the thing is, one fine day, our blue boy gave like 5 love letter, 6 love letter, and 7 love letter to our pink girl. Okay, 5, 6, and 7 love letters to whom? Our pink girl. What is the average now? Tell me. Average of our blue boy is how much? How many love letters he gave down on an average? 6 love letter he gave. Okay, on an average he gave 6 love letter. Then our violet boy is there. Violet boy gave like 7 love letters, 6 love letters, 4 love letters. How much is the average of our violet boy? What is the average love letter given by our violet boy? How much is it? 5.6 something he got. Then our green boy is there. Green boy is like I will give 8 love letter. 9 love letters, 8 love letters, and he gave 7 love letters. How much is the average? 8 is the average. Now they are having a word with each other. Okay, these two are having a word. The word is like, yo, that green boy gave 9 love letters and all I heard. Okay, so okay, we are going to go. There is no point in staying. They are talking like that. Then they both went and talked to our green boy. Okay, our green boy. Hey brother, yes, I heard that you gave 5 love letters and all. Yeah, good. Okay, we are out of the game, I guess. Likewise, they were talking to our green boy. Then, out of nowhere, our red boy entered. Okay, red boy came with 8 love letters, 8 love letters, 8 love letters. How much is the average? 8 is the average. Now, people, at the end of the day, our pink girl should make a decision. The decision is purely based on hypothetical, okay, fully hypothetical. Not any character assassination of our pink girl and all. Is completely based on the scenario. The thing is, our pink girl is telling, I need to make a decision. She's like, okay, brothers, I am taking my red boy. Okay, So she took the red boy and they got married also. Yes, they got married. Now, one fine day after marriage, our pink girl was walking through this area after, oh, she lost her hand also. Yes, one second. Mm, mm. Again, she lost some hair. Oh, one second. Yes. Now it's fine. Yes, she's lost some hair. That's fine because of hot water change and all at the red boy's place. Now, on the way, they met all these people. Okay. All these people were talking. Oh, they chose that red boy. Then everyone was feeling sad for our green boy. They were telling these two people are very, very problematic. Okay. They will create issues all the time. You are seeing right from the beginning, they were creating problems. Now, these two people are telling, brother, you gave 9 love letters and all. Then still she chose whom? The red boy who just gave 8 love letters. Then our pink girl was going through this way and they started, hey, pink girl, stop there. We want to ask a question. Why did you choose the red boy instead of our green boy? Then she is like, brothers, the thing is, at the end of the day, he gave 9 love letters and all. Red boy only gave 8. But if you ask me, the average is also same. What is the average? 8 and 8. But people, the coefficient of variation, the deviation from the central data is 0 for our red boy, but there is less consistency for our green boy. What is the word? The coefficient of variation or deviation from the central data or what? Consistency. Consistency means what? In this case, putting equal efforts. What did our red boy do? Every time he gave 8 and 8 love letters. Was there any change or fluctuation? No. He is putting equal efforts. Now, what happens to our blue boy? Green boy, 9 love letters, 8 love letters, and 7 love letters. That means deviation is there from the central data. Look at the central data, 8. Is 8 and 9 same? No. There is deviation. So, she chose him. Why? Because there is 0 deviation from, or the coefficient of variation is 0. Now people, that's what we are going to study in this topic. Consistency of a data set. Consistency of a data set is found using what? Measures of dispersion. Keep it in your mind. Consistency of a data set is found using what? Measures of dispersion. Now people, you are studying now 1 hour, 2 hour, 1.5 hour, 3 hour and all. If you study throughout every day 6 hours, till the day of examination, you will pass. If you study it in the right manner, you will pass. The reason is why? You are putting consistent effort. Your variation is less. If you do that, no one can stop you. You will get very good marks also. Okay. So your coefficient of variation also should be what? 0 if you are studying regularly. Regularly study it for 6 hours or 5 hours. Put that effort. It will help you out. Okay. Now people, there are 2 measures of dispersion. First measure is called as absolute measure. Second measure is called as relative measure. Make a note. We will only be studying these 2 in this chapter, then the chapter is over. Okay. Absolute measure and relative measure. There are 4 measures of absolute measures. Which are those? Range, mean deviation, standard deviation and quartile deviation. Have you studied it in school? I think most of you might have studied it in school. It's very easy. Then people, the relative measures are, range is having a relative measure. It is called as coefficient of range. Mean deviation is having a relative measure. It is called as coefficient of mean deviation. Then standard deviation is having a relative measure. That is called as coefficient of variation or coefficient of standard deviation. Then finally, quartile deviation is having a relative measure which is called as coefficient of quartile deviation. So people, talk to me. Tell me, how many measures of dispersion are we going to study? 2 measures. One is what? Absolute. Second one is what? Relative. How many measures of absolutes are there? 4. Which are those 4 methods? Range, mean deviation, standard deviation, quartile deviation. Then relative measure, coefficient of range, coefficient of mean deviation, coefficient of standard deviation or coefficient of variation. Then the last one is what? coefficient of quartile deviation or QT. This is the QT I was talking about. Okay, this is our QT. We will talk about that QT later. Okay, now first one, people, range and coefficient of range. Range is very easy to find out. Range is nothing but largest observation minus smallest observation. If you check the nearest, any question paper from the nearby area like Jan or September or May, you might find a question or one or two question from range. You will think that our range is very easy, they will never ask question. But the thing is, they will check whether you know the basic. So range is what? Largest minus smallest. For example, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30. What is the range? How do you know? Largest is 30 minus smallest is 3, which is how much? 27. That is called as a range, people. First thing, range. Make a note of range. Everyone make a note of range. Range is what? Largest minus smallest. First question. Is range affected by change of origin? Now I will check. We will check. I will prove it to you. How did I prove all the time? How did I prove it? I will add each observation with what? 1 or 2. What value you want to add now? Tell me. With 3 you will add up. It will become what? 6. Then 7. Then 8. Then 13. Then 23. 30 plus 3 is how much? 33. Okay. You tell me what is the range of the new set of people? That is 33 minus 6, which is equal to 27. Did the range change when we change the value or when we add each observation with the origin? No. Make a note. Range is not affected by origin. Previous year question. Range is what? Not affected by change of origin. If I reduce each value with minus 5, will the range change? No. Range will be same itself. If I multiply each value with 2, will the range change? Multiply each value with 2, it will become 6, 8, 10, then 5, 10 into 2 is how much now? 20, 20 into 2 is how much? 40, 60 into 2 is how much? 30 into 2 is how much? 60. How much is the new range? 60 minus 6, 54. Look here, range also became 2 times. So is range affected by change of scale? Yes. Make a note. Range is not affected by change of origin. Not affected by what of what? Change of origin. But affected by what? Affected by change of scale. Can I give you a spoiler? Keep it in your mind. Okay. And forget it. But the spoiler is here because you should act surprised when we talk about in the future. The thing is, none of the measures of dispersion are affected. I mean, all of them are not affected by what? Change of origin. Standard deviation is not affected by origin. Mean deviation is not affected by origin. Quartile deviation is not affected by origin. Keep it in your mind and forget it right now. Anyway, surprise. Act surprised when you see it in the future. Then, people, is it affected by change of scale? Yes, everything is affected by change of scale. So, in general, measures of dispersion are not affected by change of origin, but affected by what? Change of scale. Keep it in your mind and erase it off for now. Okay. Now, coefficient of range. What is the formula for coefficient of range? Coefficient of range is nothing but largest minus smallest divided by largest plus smallest into 100. Now, one important thing, people, we will find all the relative measures in terms of percentages. Okay, what did I say? We will find all the relative measures in terms of what? Percentages. Largest minus smallest divided by largest plus smallest into 100. So, all relative measures are given in what? Percentages. Keep that in your mind. In school, you might have studied quartile deviation is not given in, coefficient of quartile deviation is not given in percentage. Actually, it should be in percentage. You should multiply it with 100. Keep that also in your mind. That was the question I was telling you about yesterday. Options were 0.6, 60, then 6 and what 600 something.
So many people with your school knowledge you will mark 0.6, but answer was not 0.6. It was what? 60. Why 60? Because you need to multiply it with what? 100. All the relative measures are given in what? The percentages. So people, range. What is the formula for range? Largest minus smallest. What is coefficient of range? Largest minus smallest divided by largest plus smallest into what? 100. Done. First question. Have a look at this question. Get me the answer. If the range of the data set is 63, what do you mean by that? Range is given how much? 65, not 63, 65. Maximum value is 83. That means largest value is how much now? 83. We need to find the smallest value we need to find. What is the formula for range? Range is equal to largest minus smallest. Range is 65, which is equal to 83 minus S. S goes to the other side. That is 83 minus 65, which is equal to how much, people? 18. Which option is the answer for you? Option C is the answer. Very, very, very easy. You might get a question from range in the future. Always remember, range is what? Largest minus smallest. Again, we will study about range in chapter number 13. That time you will be knowing like largest minus smallest is range. That time you will be a pro already. Okay. Now tell me, get me the answer. Option B. Option B. Correct. So largest observation, instead of L, we are writing what? L1. Instead of smallest observation, we are writing what? L2. That means what is coefficient of range ka formula? Now what is the formula? Largest minus smallest divided by largest plus smallest into what? Into 100. Which option is the answer, people? Option B is your answer. Right answer. Everyone. Nikita, Bavatarni, Saumya, everyone. Got it? Pakka? Done? Sakshini, right answer? Yes. Next question. Get me the answer. Option B. We will check. The range, the marks secured by 5 students in a subject are 82, 73, 69, 84, 66. These are the marks obtained by the students in a subject. Now, what is the coefficient of range is the question. Coefficient of range ka formula is what, people? Largest minus smallest divided by largest plus smallest into what? Into 100. Largest is which value over here? 84. 84. 84 minus smallest is which value over here? 66. 84 minus 66 divided by 84 plus 66 into what? 100. If you want to write one more step, you write that step, which is equal to how much now? 18. In the numerator is how much? 18 divided by what? 150 into what? How much is the answer? Everyone got it as 12? Yes. Which option? Option B. Now, what if you forget to multiply 100? You will get this value. So, if you forget to multiply 100, you will get 0.12. You will get a wrong answer. So, always remember, relative measures are expressed in what? Percentages. I have a good question for you. If you understood the concepts, everyone should think, don't say it right away. Okay. Whatever I am telling, think. Anyway, you will not say, but still, think. Keep it in your mind. People, all the relative measures are expressed in percentages, right? Close your eyes, everyone. Close your eyes and think. All the relative measures are expressed in percentages, correct? Now, I want to find an average of these relative measures. Which is the best average to find the average of these relative measures when percentages are involved? Don't tell anything. I hope everyone got an answer. Can everyone tell me right now? Geometric mean. Why geometric mean? Whenever percentages are involved, which is the best average? Geometric mean. Well and good. Now, why am I repeating again and again? Because of the reason. In multiple MTPs and RTPs, there is a question. 100%, 200%, 300%, find the average. Multiple MTPs and RTPs, they are asking the question again and again. But they never ask that question in any of the question paper. Okay. So, I am expecting each attempt I will feel, this attempt they will ask, next attempt they will ask. So, if your attempt you are getting a question like that, always remember whenever percentages are involved, which is the best measure of average? Geometric mean. Now, what is the formula for range? Largest minus smallest. What is the formula for coefficient of range? Largest minus smallest divided by largest plus smallest into what? Into what? Into 100. Now the next topic, people, this is called as mean deviation. Mean deviation is also called as average deviation. Very easy, right? Average deviation, everyone knows. Yes. It's just like Tala means Dhoni or Tala means Ajit. Which Tala? Yes. Mean deviation means average deviation. Mean is what? Always average, right? So it is called as average deviation. Then people, there is another important thing I want to tell you with respect to mean deviation. Okay. Mean deviation is based on all the observation. Okay. We'll talk about that later. Don't write now. I'll have the right time to talk about that. Don't write anything right now. Then we are finding mean deviation from mean, and also we are finding mean deviation from median. Keep it in your mind. Mean deviation is found from what and what? It is found either from mean or from median. Now, for our exam point of view, there is no question based on mean deviation from mode. But what if they ask a question from mode also? We will talk about that in few minutes. Okay, first one, mean deviation for ungrouped data. About mean, the formula looks like this. Mean deviation is equal to summation or sigma modulus of x minus x bar divided by en. Have you heard about modulus, people? In your school and all? If you haven't heard about modulus, I will talk about a story. You will never forget the story again. So people, this house is called as modulus house. So why do people come over here? The reason why people usually come to this modulus house is this place is full of positivity. Okay, what is this place full of? Whatever happens, whoever goes there crying, they will come smiling outside. That type of positivity is there in what? In that modulus house. For example, our red boy. Okay, after his first proposal and all, he was very sad. Okay, he's negative, he's done, he's gone. Yes. Then he went to this modulus house. What happens to our red boy after coming out of the modulus house? He will become a positive person. Negativity goes away and it became what? Positive. Now people, whenever some value goes to the modulus, or I will say modulus of negative 3 is how much? Positive 3. Modulus of negative 4 is how much? Positive 4. Modulus of negative 6 is how much? Positive 6. Now my next question, what is modulus of 4 then? 4 itself. What is modulus of 10? 10 itself. Now people, how will you find modulus in calculator? Plus or minus is there, but when too many terms are involved, that time will you do plus and minus? No, it's not possible. Easiest method, can I tell you? Can everyone take your calculator? Everyone, online, everyone take your calculator. Type 5 on your calculator. Everyone type 5 on your calculator. Everyone wrote 5? Now click plus or minus. Now what is shown on your calculator? Minus 5. Now don't do anything. Listen to me carefully. Minus 5 is there on your calculator screen. Everyone's calculator screen is having what? Minus 5. Now people, if I click M plus, don't do anything. If I click M plus, minus 5 will be saved to the calculator memory as what? Minus 5 itself. But people, if I click M minus, what will happen to it? Minus 5, click M minus. Everyone click M minus. Do that. Everyone click M minus, right? Now clear off everything. Click AC.
Click AC button or C button on your calculator. Now click MRC. What happened? It is coming back as what? 5. So people, if you are getting a negative value, if you click M minus, you will save it as what? Positive value. So how will you take modulus on calculator? If you get a negative value, click M minus. It will be saved as what? Positive value. I will show how it is done. For our exam point of view, how it is done. Anyway, when you have minus 5 and all, if only one number is there, you will do what? You will click plus or minus, you will get 5. But is there only one number? There can be multiple numbers. That time we will use memory calculation. Whenever negative value is there, we will click M minus in order to save it as a positive value whenever modulus is there. Okay. That is only applicable whenever modulus is there. Then people, mean deviation about median. The formula is saying sigma modulus of x minus m divided by n. Now I'll show you a question and I'll explain. That will be much better for you rather than just talking about it. Look at the question. What is the question? Find the mean deviation of what? About mean from 3, 7, 6, 8 and 12. What is the formula for mean deviation? First of all, people, mean deviation is sigma modulus of x minus x bar divided by n. N is how much over here, people? N is equal to how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now people, first we need to find x bar. Take your calculator, get me x bar. X bar is how much? 7.2. Everyone got x bar is equal to 7.2. That is 3 plus 7 plus 6 plus 8 plus 12 divided by 5, which is equal to how much? 7.2. Now we are going to use the formula for mean deviation. What is the formula for mean deviation now? Sigma x minus x bar divided by n. Modulus is also there. Now people, which is the first value? 3. Take your calculator. Everyone, do it along with me. Type 3 on your calculator. Minus x bar means what? 7.2. Then click equal to the. Are you getting a negative value or a positive value? How will you save it as a positive value? Since it is negative, you will save it as what? By clicking M minus. Why are we clicking M minus? Because there is something called as modulus. Modulus means what? Any negative number will become positive number. Now people, next one. 7 minus 7.2, which is equal to how much? Minus 0.2. Correct? You will click M minus or M plus. M minus. Then people, 6 minus 7.2 equal to, is it a negative number or positive number over there? Negative number. You will click what? M minus. Then people, 8 minus 7.2. 8 minus 7.2 is what on calculator? Are you getting it as a positive value? Will you click M plus or M minus? M plus. Why M plus? Because it is already positive. Will you make it negative? No. One person is coming very happily to you. You are telling, oh, you will not pass the examination. He will start crying and going. Will you do that? Don't do that. If a person is positive, let it be positive, because modulus of a positive number is what? The positive itself. So you will click M plus. Then what? Final number 12 minus 7.2. Click M plus. Now take your calculator and click MRC. Divide by what? Divided by how much? 5. That's your answer. How much are you getting, people? 2.24. Everyone got 2.24. So this is the method for our mean deviation about mean. What if the question is about median? First you will find median. Then you will do the same step. X minus median value. Click M plus or M minus. Accordingly you will do it. Understood, people? Is the method clear? Yes. The only confusing word is why we click M minus. Why? Because we want to save it as positive value. Now people, next one. Everyone wrote this? Anyway, it is there in the book also. You can make a note of it, the calculation method. Because if you ask me, what do you think? With calculator, you can get the answer very fast, right? Yes, very fast you will get the answer. If you are good with it, how will you become good? Every day, randomly take some questions. Ask your mother for a number. She will say 5. Then ask your father for another number 2. Do some random math with it. Eventually, you will become a pro in it.
Just like how you are a pro in scrolling the reels. Yes, one by one. You will even not even watch for 5 seconds. Yes, one. It will be going. Yes. Even I do that. That's why I'm telling. Yes. Next one. Coefficient of mean deviation. Coefficient of mean deviation has a formula. That is very easy formula. Mean deviation about mean divided by mean into 100. Make a note of it. So once you find mean deviation about mean, if you divide it by mean, then multiply it with 100, you will get what? Coefficient of mean deviation. Then how will you find coefficient of mean deviation about median? Mean deviation about median divided by median into 100. Now if you ask me, till now for examination they only ask coefficient of mean deviation about mean or mean deviation about mean. They never ask coefficient of mean deviation about median or mean deviation about median. Why? Because they are more concerned about mean than median. Okay, keep a note of it. Keep a note. Now, can I solve a question with you? Can we start solving? Directly we will go for the question. Have a look at the first question, people. Try பண்ணுங்கோ. Answer கொடுங்கோ. Come on. You can do it. You can actually score good marks from this topic and all. You might get a question always. Hmm? 1.44. Okay, let's see. I think so. My memory says so. I don't know. Let's see. First you will find what? ஆதியம் என்ன கண்டுபிடிக்க போற? Mean. Mean is x bar. What is mean of 5 plus 8 plus 6 plus 3 plus 4 divided by how many terms are there in total? 5 terms. How much is the answer? 5.2. Everyone got 5.2? Any other answer? Pakka? Pakka? No, people. What is the formula for mean deviation about mean? Mean deviation about mean is equal to sigma modulus of x minus x bar divided by n. Now we will only use calculator. We will not even use anything else. Direct calculator methods. First one. 5 minus 5.2. Is it a negative value or a positive value? Negative. You will click what? M minus. Then 8 minus 5.2. Is it a positive value or negative value? Positive value. So you will click M plus. Then 6 minus 5.2. Is it a positive or negative value? Positive value. Then 3 minus 5.2. It is a negative value, right? So M minus. 4 minus 5.2. It is a negative value. You will click M minus. Finally, you will click what, people? MRC. Divide with what, people? 5. How much is the answer you are getting, people? 1.44. Mean deviation about mean is equal to 1.44. I hope everyone got the answer. Anyone got any different answer? Please tell me. Now, the reasons you will get wrong answer. One is you might not have cleared the memory. That is MRC 2 times you might have forgot. The second thing is instead of M minus somewhere you would have clicked M plus. Instead of M plus somewhere would have you clicked M minus. That is the two mistakes you will make. Other than that, I don't see any other mistakes for this calculation. Got it? Very easy, right? Just using calculator. Will you even write the formula? If you get a question like this in exam, will you write the formula? No.
We don't even need to write the formula. You can directly go for using the calculator. Keep it in your mind. Okay. Krishna, are you getting it? Yes, got it right? Everyone got it? Anyone who didn't get? Sukrita, are you getting it? No. Where is it going wrong? Is it the calculation part itself? Yes. Can you do it along with me? Clear the memory. Clear it. MRC 2 times. So what are we going to do? 5 minus 5.2. Type. How much you got? Negative 0.2, right? Equal to. Yeah. Then click M minus. 8 minus 5.2. It's a positive value, right? Click what? M plus. 6 minus 5.2. Click what? M plus. Then 3 minus 5.2. Click what? M minus. Then 4 minus 5.2. Click what? M minus. Then click what? MRC. That means you added all the values in the numerator. Then divide with what? How many terms are there? 5 terms are there. You got the answer? Yes. So one thing, keep it in your mind. If you are not getting the answer with the calculation, take your time. Take it slowly and go for it. You will get the answer. But never forget to click MRC 2 times before starting any question based on memory calculation. Why? Otherwise, the past is going to come back. Previous question is going to come back over here and destroy all your answers. Keep that in mind. Okay. Yes. Inga parungo. Coefficient of mean deviation you need to find about the mean for the first 9 natural numbers. Which are the first 9 natural numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is there? No, only 9 is there because they are asking for the first 9 natural numbers. Now my question to everyone. First you need to find what? Mean. Then you will find what? Mean deviation. Then you will find what? Coefficient of mean deviation using coefficient of mean deviation formula. How to find mean? What is the easiest method? Since the common difference is 1, you can just take 1 plus 9 divided by 2. How much is it? 5. You remember? Whenever it is equal spacing, what is the mean? First value plus the last value divided by 2, which is equal to 1 plus 9 divided by 2. How much is it? 5. Now everyone, we are going to find mean deviation. Everyone listen carefully, clear the memory. Okay. Mean deviation we are going to find. MD we are going to find in calculator. Not using anything else, in calculator. Now, first value is what? 1. 1 minus 4. Is it a negative value or positive value? Sorry, 1 minus what? 5. Sorry. 1 minus 5. Is it a negative value or positive value? Negative. So you will click what? M minus. Then what? 2 minus 5 equal to negative value. M minus. 3 minus 5 equal to again negative. So you will click M minus. Then what, people? 4 minus 5 equal to, it's a negative. M minus. 5 minus 5 is what? 5 minus 5 is 0. So will you write it? No, not required. Then 6 minus 5 is what? Positive. Click M plus. 7 minus 5 positive. M plus. Then what? 8 minus 5 positive. M plus. 9 minus 5 positive. M plus. Then people, what is the next button? MRC. Divided by how many terms are there in total, people? 9 terms are there. So divide by 9. How much is mean deviation about mean? How much are you getting in calculator? Tell me. Mean deviation is how much? How much you got? 2.222. Everyone got 2.222? Yeah, okay, let it be there. Okay, don't panic. Whatever you do, you got in calculator, correct? Let it be there. 2.222, let it be there. We will check whether it's correct or not later. Then people, what are they asking for? Coefficient of mean deviation. What is the formula for coefficient of mean deviation? That is mean deviation divided by arithmetic mean into what? 100. Mean deviation is how much? 2.2222 into 100 divided by what? 5. How much is it?
44.444. Everyone got 44.444. Now check people using your options. 200 divided by 9 is how much? Yes, that's the correct answer. 200 divided by 9 is how much? 22.22. Is that your answer? No. Is 80 your answer? No. Is 400 divided by 9 your answer? That is 44.444. Which option is the answer? Option C is your answer. 400 divided by 9. Understood? Did you use any other method? No. Just the calculation and the formula. So first you need to know the formula of mean deviation about mean. Then you should know the formula of what? Coefficient of mean deviation about mean. Now, what if? Okay, we need to think about all the scenarios, right? What if? Once everyone finished, you tell me. Then I'll continue. Yes, Sugrita, completed? Got the answer? On calculator, you got it? Perfect. Yes, Pujita, you got it? Yes, Ninisha, you got it? Yes. How is attending offline and online? What's the difference? Which is better? Offline is better. Okay, fine. Yes, Grace, got it. Everyone, Pakka, can I go ahead? What if that question is based on grouped data? என்ன பண்ணுவே என்ன பண்ண போற equation change ஆகுதா will the equation change formula will change why formula will change because frequency will be there right for example I'll take you one question so look at this the formula for mean deviation about median for group data looks like this or mean for group data looks like this look at this sigma f into modulus of x minus x bar divided by n. We need to consider the frequency. Why are we considering frequency, da? Because we should always remember we need to find how many times they are repeating. That is important for us. Can I give a question to you? We'll solve one question and we'll study this rather than just looking at the formula. People sometimes looking at the formula will not make you get the answer. Once you solve the question only, you will remember the formula. That is also there. So solve and study the formula. Now look here. Tell me a number. Everyone, we are going back to the basics like yesterday. Tell me a number. Who is going to tell some numbers? Tell me numbers so that you will not have too much complication in calculating. Tell me some numbers. Okay, 5. Next one. 7. Next one. 4. Next one. 2. Then one person said 13, right? Let it be over here. Any other number? No, sir, we don't want. Enough. Where is Rakshana? Rakshana is there. Enough. Yes. Now, frequency. 5 is happening. How many times you want? 3 times. 7 is happening. 2 times. 4 is happening. 5 times. Okay, 2 is happening. 4. 13 is happening. 5 or 3. Okay, I'll give you more. 5. Let it be like this. Now, we want to find what? We need to find mean deviation about mean. First, find me x bar value. Everyone, x bar is how much? First of all, x bar is nothing but we need to find n or sigma f is how much? 3 plus 2 plus 5 plus 4 plus 5. How much is it? How much is it, people? 19 now. Everyone got sigma f is equal to 19. Anyone want to make it 20? Anyone want to make it 20 so that n will be at least a proper number so that it will be easy for you to calculate? I will change it to 6. Okay. So n will be how much? 20. Okay, perfect. Everyone, 20. Now, how much is x bar? X bar is nothing but sigma fx divided by sigma f. Fx, how will you find it? Take your calculator. 5 into 2, m plus 7 into 2, m plus 4 into 5, m plus 2 into 4, m plus 13 into 6. What? M plus finally divide MRC divide by what, people? MRC divided by 20. How much is your answer? 6.75. Everyone got 6.75. Any other answer? Did you study this yesterday? Yes, we studied it in our first class. How to find mean. Everyone got that? Pakka. Yes, Grace, you got it. Now, what we need to find? We need to find
mean deviation about mean. What is the formula? Sigma f into modulus of x minus x bar divided by n. This n can be written as what? A capital letter N. Okay. Or you can write it as what? Sigma f. That way also you can write it, completely up to you. Now people, one by one, what is the formula? Mean deviation is equal to sigma f into modulus of x minus x bar divided by n. People, first x value. What is the first x value? Can anyone tell me what is the first x value? 5. So people, take your calculator, clear the memory, do it along with me. Take your calculator, clear the memory, do it along with me. So in the bracket, that is sigma f into x minus x bar is given. Correct? Take your calculator. X minus x bar. How to find it? 5 minus what? 6.75. Then will you directly click m plus or m minus? No. We need to multiply it with what? Frequency. How much is the frequency now? Into 3. How much are you getting on calculator? Minus 5 point something. Will you save it as negative value or positive value? We need to save it as what? Positive value. Which button you will click? M minus. Right away after doing that, click M minus. So what is the method? 5 minus 6.75 into the frequency, that is 3. Then click what? Since it is a negative number, click what? M minus. Then people, 7 minus 6.75 into how much is the frequency? 2. Click M plus or M minus the M plus. 4 minus 6.75 multiplied with 5. Click M plus or M minus. M minus, because it is a negative value. Then people, 2 minus 6.75 multiplied with 4. M plus or M minus. M minus, because it is negative. Finally, 13 minus 6.75 multiplied with 6. Click what? M plus. MRC. Divide by what? 20. How much is your answer, people? 3.8. Everyone got 3.8? Pakka? If anyone didn't get, do it along with me again. Start from the beginning. Everyone got what? Everyone got X bar, right? X bar is 6.75 for all the people. Now, if that is not the case, then you need to find the X bar again. X bar is over 6.75. Then people, we are going to use the formula sigma f into x minus x bar divided by n. We are going to find. That is what? 5 minus, first x value is how much? 5. 5 minus 6.75 into how much is the frequency? 3. Since it is a negative value, you are clicking what? M minus. Then 7 minus 6.75 into 2, M plus. 4 minus 6.75 into 5, M minus. 2 minus 6.75 into what? Into 4, click M minus. Then finally 13 minus 6.75 into what? 6, M plus. Finally click MRC. Divide with n. N is what? Total frequency. How much is that? 20. Then how much are you getting? Everyone got 3.8. Pakka? Yes. Understood? Everyone got it? Pakka, everyone got it? Purna, you got it? Yes. Grace, you got it? Kali, you got it? Yes. Jayasree, you got it? Yes. Fine. Sukrita, you got it? Yes. Yes, over here everyone, I hope everyone got it. Perfect, huh? Online everyone got it? Yes. Rakshana, what happened? You are late today. Yes, Sakshini, you got it. Soumya. Then Bhavadarni, Ambika, you are very late. Yes. Are you watching the recordings? Whoever is coming late, are you guys watching the recording? Please confirm that also. Okay. Fine. Done. Can we go for the next question? Everyone? Can we go for the next one? Pakka? Yes. Perfect. Good. Okay, Ambika, Sakshini. Perfect. Now, you can read this line. Have a look over here. Mean deviation about mean
tends to be larger than mean deviation about median. Okay, what is the case? Mean deviation about mean is larger than mean deviation about median. Based on that line, there is a question from the past. Okay, Rakshana, understandable. Yes. So mean deviation about mean tends to be larger than mean deviation about median. Now people, have a look at this question. Can anyone answer me this? என்னது அது ஆன்சரு அது சொல்லுங்க. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, tell me the answer. Mean deviation is least when taken from what? It is taken from median. What did I tell you? The mean deviation about mean is greater than mean deviation about median. Now, did we study about mode? No. Did we study about harmonic mean? No. We only studied about what? Normal mean or arithmetic mean. Okay. Whenever certain times they will mention mean, that time you should automatically assume what? The arithmetic mean, not geometric mean or harmonic mean. Okay. Now that is completed. Now one more topic before the break. Okay, we will have one small topic before the break. If you ask me, most of the questions are coming for the examination from this topic. If they ask a problem, usually they will ask from standard deviation and coefficient of variation. Have you heard about this coefficient of variation somewhere else? Yeah, red boy, green boy, blue boy. Example, what did the pink girl said? Pink girl said the coefficient of variation was less for whom? Less for our red boy da. Red boy got it. Yes, green boy got rejected. Yes, so it was for red boy. Coefficient of variation was less. Now we need to find, right, how to find coefficient of variation. That's what we are going to study now. It's a very easy topic. If you ask me, one of the easiest topic. But the problem is there is two formulas based on standard deviation over here. There are two formulas. We need to study both the formulas. Or if you are feeling like I can't study both the formulas, then you should only study this formula. Don't study the first formula. Okay. Which formula will you study? You will study the second formula if you don't want to study both the formulas. Okay, you will only study which formula? Second formula. If you can study both the formulas, study both. Well and good. Because first formula is much more easier compared to second formula. The reason for studying second formula is, I'll teach you the reason right away. So spoiler is right in front of you. They will give the standard deviation. For example, 2.5 is the standard deviation. They will give the sum of the squares of the values. Observation also they will give. For example, it is 49. Then n is also given, let it be 10. Then they will ask for this x bar. That time, can you use the first equation? No. We will not be able to use the first equation. That time we require what? The second equation. It's better if you study both the formulas. So what is standard deviation? Standard deviation basically means what? Can anyone define standard deviation for me? Standard deviation is nothing but how much our central value or our observation is deviated from the central value. That is the meaning of what? Standard deviation. All the dispersion means what? How much is the deviation from the observation to the central value or the data set from the central value. That is the basic meaning of what? Standard deviation, range, or even mean deviation, or even quartile deviation, which is going to come in the future. It is nothing but deviation from the central value. That is all the thing. All the thing are that. Now, first formula. Look here. Standard deviation is equal to root of summation of x minus x bar the whole square divided by n. Okay. What is the first formula? Root of x minus x bar the whole square divided by n. Summation of. How will you calculate it? For example, x values will be there 1, 2, 3, 4 randomly I am giving. Then instead of like this, I'll put it this way itself. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the x values. From this we can find x bar, right? X bar is equal to how much? 5. 3 plus 7 divided by 2 is how much? 5. So what you will do is, X minus X bar means 3 minus 5 square plus 4 minus 5 square plus 5 minus 5 square plus 6 minus 5 square plus 7 minus 5 square. You will add all the squares, then divide with how many terms are there now? That is 5 terms are there. Then you will click what equal to and take the root. That is the basic meaning of standard deviation. That is the first formula method. So can we go for a previous year question? We will use calculator. Now can I ask a question? How are you going to use the calculator? X minus X bar means you will write, for example, 3 minus 5. You will do what? Into equal to. How to click square? Into equal to on calculator. Then you will click what? M plus. 4 minus 5 into equal to M plus. 5 minus 5 is 0. You can ignore it. 6 minus 5 into equal to M plus. Then 7 minus 5 into equal to M plus. Then MRC divided by N. How many terms are there? 5 terms were there, right? That was the example, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 terms are there. Then click equal to. Then click which button? Root button. You will get the answer. And that is the approach for finding what? Standard deviation. Understood? Can I take you to the first question? Everyone? Then I'll show you this also. I'll show you this also. How much is the answer for this? Can anyone find me? We already found in mean. Mean is how much? 5. So 3 minus 5 into equal to M plus. 4 minus 5 into equal to M plus. 5 minus 5 is anyway 0. You can ignore it. 6 minus 5 into equal to M plus. 7 minus 5 into equal to M plus. Finally MRC. Divide with what? 5. Then click equal to. Then click root. How much is the answer after clicking root? 1.4 1 now 1 2 1 4. Okay, fine. You took everyone click the root. Soumya, check the answer again. Do it again. 3 minus 5 into equal to M plus. Clear the memory and do it. Okay. 3 minus 5 into equal to M plus. 4 minus 5 into equal to M plus. 6 minus 5 into equal to M plus. 7 minus 5 into equal to M plus. Then click MRC. Divide with what? How many terms are there? 5 terms are there. Then click what? Equal to. Then click what? Root. You will get the answer. How much is the answer, people? 1.4 something you are getting. Soumya, you got it now? Check again. Yes, perfect. Give me the value. Can you find me the standard deviation for the given data set? Get me the standard deviation for the given data set. 70, 80, 85, 90, 75. What is the standard deviation? First find X bar. X bar is how much now? 70 plus, 80 plus, 85 plus, 90 plus, 75 divided by how many terms are there? 5 terms are there. How much is it? Everyone got it as 80? Yes. That is the first step. Then we need to find standard deviation. What is the formula for standard deviation? Sigma x minus x bar the whole square divided by n. So first x value, how much is it? 70. 70 minus 80 into equal to, click M plus. Then 80 minus 80 is how much now? 80 minus 80 is 0. You can ignore it. 85 minus 80 into equal to M plus. 90 minus 80 into equal to M plus. 75 minus 80 into equal to M plus. Then click what? MRC. Then click what? Divide with how many terms? 5 terms. Then click what? Equal to. Then click what? Root. How much is the answer? Everyone is getting root 50. That is how much? Root 50 is how much? 7 point something you are getting. Correct? Yes. Understood standard deviation? Everyone got the answer? Method is very easy. Even if you forget the formula, you can use the shortcut. I mean, in calculator itself, you can. If you do a lot of question, you will remember the calculator method no matter what. Now, there is a concept called as variance. Have you heard about variance? Yes. If you had studied standard deviation in the past, You would have heard about variance also. Variance is nothing but square of standard deviation. So standard deviation's square is called as what? Variance. Sometimes in question they will ask for variance. So what you will do that time? Find standard deviation, then square it. Or find the value inside the root. Don't take the root. That time you will get what? Variance. Okay. Yes. For this question, what is the variance? Square of root 50 is how much? You will get it as 50 itself. 50 point something you will get. That is the variance. Now, next one. Coefficient of variation. Coefficient of variation is similar to coefficient of mean deviation. What was the formula for coefficient of mean deviation? Mean deviation divided by arithmetic mean into 100. Then coefficient of standard deviation was also same. Standard deviation divided by arithmetic mean into 100. Instead of mean deviation, who is sitting here? Standard deviation is sitting here. You are getting what? Coefficient of variation. Make a note of this. Very, 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 very important. Coefficient of variation is what? Standard deviation divided by arithmetic mean into what? Into 100. Okay. What do you think about shift of origin? Shift of origin. What do you mean by shift of origin? We are adding or subtracting some values. Is mean deviation affected by shift of origin? No. Is mean deviation affected by shift of scale? Scale? Yes. Scale always it is affecting the. Keep that in mind. Only origin is not affected. Scale is affected throughout. Okay. Now, is standard deviation affected by change of origin? No. Is standard deviation affected by change of scale? Yes. Keep that in your mind. Okay. Now, first question for everyone. Read it and try to tell me what is given. Okay. Read and tell what is given. Sum of the squares of the deviation from the mean. So deviation from the mean, yesterday we studied. Sum of the deviation is sigma x minus x bar. But are they telling sum of the deviation is x minus x bar? No, they are telling what? Sum of the squares of the deviation, that is sigma x minus x bar the whole square is equal to what? The 250. N is equal to how much? 10. The mean is how much? Mean is also what? X bar AM is equal to what? That is also 10. Find coefficient of variation is the form question. Coefficient of variation ka formula is what? The standard deviation divided by arithmetic mean into 100. Now, do you have arithmetic mean? Yes. Do you have standard deviation? No. First find standard deviation. SD is what? Root of summation of x minus x bar the whole square divided by n. That is root of 250 divided by 10, which is equal to root 25. How much is root 25? 5. So everyone got standard deviation is equal to 5. Then coefficient of variation is how much? 5 divided by 10 into 100. How much is the answer, people? 50%. Clear aayirukka? Pakka? Everyone got this? 50%? Anyone, any doubt? Tell me. Done? Done or done? Done? Understood the method? So, this is the usual pattern of question. They will ask you to find the standard deviation. If that is done, you can find the coefficient of variation. Okay. Then arithmetic mean either it will be given in the question or we will find it using our method sigma x by n or sigma fx by n. Completely up to us. Okay. variance of a data is 3, 4, 5, 8 is how much? Variance of the data 3, 4, 5, 8. People, what is variance now first of all? Standard deviation square. So standard deviation square is nothing but variance. So can I write the formula of variance is nothing but summation of x minus x bar the whole square divided by what? N. First of all, you need to find what? X bar. X bar is how much, people? 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 8 divided by 2. How much is it? Divided by 4. How much is it? 20 by 4, which is equal to how much? 5. Everyone got 5? Now we will find this answer. Take your calculator. People, take it. 3 minus 5. First term. First observation is what? 3. 3 minus 5 is how much? We are getting 2, but is it just 2? Into equal to m plus. So 3 minus 5 into equal to m plus. Then 4 minus 5 into equal to what? M plus. Then 5 minus 5 is how much now? 0. Ignore it. 8 minus 5 into equal to m plus. Finally what? MRC. Divide with what? How much? 4. How much is the answer, people? Are you getting 3.5? So variance is equal to 3.5. So answer is which one? Option B. What if they were asking for standard deviation? After getting this, you will click what? Root. Then you will get root of 3.5 will be the standard deviation. I hope everyone understood the method. Is it easy? One of the easiest topic if you know the formula. If you don't know the formula, you will sit there and cry. Or if you know the calculation method, in calculator if you are well versed, follow that method, you will get the same answer. Okay? Any doubt, you can ask me now. After 2 more question, we will take the break. Okay? Yes. Any doubt in this? Online Bhavdharani got it. Nihita, Nakshana, Sakshini, Saumya, Ambika, everyone is catching up? Yes. Please confirm. Okay, we are going for the next one. The next one is over here, people. Conceptual question. You can easily answer it. Okay, people, you can easily answer this question. Very, very easy. We did a similar question for mean. I told you an example yesterday. Right? And tell me. Any answers? C equal to 4.5. Any other is telling greater than 4.5, less than 4.5? Anyone is telling that answer? B. Many are telling greater than 4.5. We will check. Okay. Read it along with me. You read it. Standard deviation of the weights of the students of a class of 50 was calculated to be 4.5. So what is the weight of the students now? 4.5 is the weight of the students in the class. Later on, it was found that due to some fault in the weighing machine, the weight of each student was measured by under measured by 0.5. That means, for example, a student was having 20 kilogram. His weight was measured to be how much? 19.5. A student having 30 kilogram. His weight was measured to be what? 19.5. A student having 25 kilogram. His weight was measured to be what? 24.5. People, each observation is minus with what? 0.5. That means is it change of origin or change of scale? Change of origin. Minus or plus is what? Change of origin. Is standard deviation affected by change of origin? No. So answer will be what? Equal to 4.5. Since standard deviation is not affected by change of origin. Okay. So answer will be what? Equal to 4.5. What if the question was like this? under measured by 0.5 times. 0.5 times means multiplication is involved. That means that time it will change. Accordingly, it will change. Since it is under measured by 0.5 kilogram, that means we are reducing half a kg from each people. Okay. So that's why it is coming to be which option? Option C is your answer. Understood how they will ask question based on change of origin and change of scale? Got the point? Anyone need it out? You can ask me right away. Pakka? Done? The final question before the break. Very easy question. Get me the answer. If the mean of frequency distribution is 100, that means x bar or arithmetic mean is equal to how much now? 100. Coefficient of variation is 45%. That means CV is equal to what? 45%. Then the standard deviation is how much is the question? People, which formula you will use? Coefficient of variation is given. That means CV is equal to standard deviation divided by arithmetic mean into 100. CV is how much? 45. Standard deviation we need to find. Arithmetic mean is how much? 100. Then 100 is also there. Cancel, cancel. That means standard deviation is equal to how much? 45. Now people, if you forget to multiply it with 100, you will get a crazy answer. Okay, so always remember, relative measures are measured in percentages while others are measured in what? Normally itself. Okay. Now you tell me, does relative measure have units? Will relative measure has unit? No. Relative measure will not have unit. Keep a note of that. Relative measure will be unitless. Why? When we find standard deviation of kilogram, it will be what? 45 kilogram. For example, 45 kilogram. When we find the average weight, it will be 100 kilogram. Kilogram and kilogram will get cancelled, right? So, relative measure will not have unit, while absolute measure will have units. Keep a note of it. Not much important. Keep a note of it. Okay, everyone. We will catch up after the break. The break will be till 10:33. Okay. Everyone can come back by 10:33. Then we have few more questions from standard deviation. Once that is done, it's going to end soon. We have now 2 topics pending. Quartile deviation is pending. Then the group to quartile is pending. Group to standard deviation is pending. Then connecting standard deviation, mean deviation and quartile deviation is pending. Then chapter is over. Okay. Yes. Very easy.